Hey friends, it's May here with Craft Cottage Market, and I know what you're going to say when you see the title. You're going to say another altered paperclip, but let me just say this one here is by far the easiest one you will ever do. Now we're going to be doing 3 paper clips, but one of these, and I'm going to leave that for the last one because I just want you to see what I'm doing. But one of these is the easiest by far. Now, throughout the years, you've seen me take scraps and create paper clips out of my scraps. You've seen me take a jumbo paper clip and add an eyelet to it. This is what we're going to be doing, one of them. But they're so easy. This is so easy peasy. You know, just fold it over, glue it, attach any type of bead or charm to it. Easy peasy. You've seen the hidden paper clip. We're also going to do this one. But this last one, I'm going to leave it for last. You have not seen me do this. So let's begin by doing the one that I've seen. You guys have seen me many times do. And this one, it's easy. I think it's easy. We're gonna knock out the easy one versus the second to the hardest one, and then by far the easy one. Okay, so for this one, what I did is I took a jumbo paper clip, and this you can buy at Hobby Lobby for $3.49. And when Paper Studio's on sale, you can get it at 40% off. So every other week, which this week is the 40% off Paper Studio brand. Okay, so I used the journaling card from our Bunny Dreams and Baby Things collection. And what I did, I've gone ahead and cut a few of those cards. Let's see where I've put them, right here. I'm just going to grab one. We could probably do that one, but because my journal is not going to be that one, I think I like this one. So I'm just going to trim it just a bit on top and bottom. Grab my paper cutter. And it doesn't have any phrases or anything on it, but we're going to, let's see, what size is this paper clip? First thing first. So we're going to measure it. So our paper clip's about 4 inches. So I'm just going to trim a bit from the bottom. Let's go about 3.5, and then trim a little bit from the top. And let's trim just a tad bit to make it 3.25. Okay. And always use these for, you know, whatever. Those are good. Okay. So then we figure out pretty much, I'm just going to eyeball it here, center it, use my pencil, make a mark on the outside of the paper clip. We're not thinking too much today. I'm going to grab my scoreboard. I just like to be precise on that a little bit. Okay, and let's walk over here. Oops. I'm thinking there. Hopefully that's about right, okay? I'm guessing that, okay? You might have to adjust it, but just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Typically, we want to go into the valley, but we're just going to... Ooh, look at that. I got right into where the little bows are. Nice. I wasn't even thinking about that. All right. And you know what you can do? You can round your corners if you want to give it a little bit of eye-catching appeal. So we're going to slip it, leaving this piece out, right? And then, like so. Like that, right? That's how it's pretty much is going to go. And then we have a top and a bottom, right? But before we do that, we need to glue that, okay? So you're saying, you need to glue it, May? Yeah, well, I know that. We're going to glue it. We're going to glue it. There we go. It's glued. If you have any seepage, clean it out with your rubbery eraser. And before Dollar Tree gets rid of it, make sure you guys run over there and grab yours, because I hear they're going to be getting rid of them. I've gone back to check to see if I can get any more. Luckily, I've had some in stock, but I always buy these. Mine are so grungy, I need to clean them out. But, you know, they get loved a lot. That is by far one of the tools that I have to have. Okay, so there we go. We have it in. So now we're just going to stick that in. And boom, like that. Okay. Then we're going to get our handy dandy crocodile. And we're going to get an eyelet. And you're saying, why aren't you ever prepared? Why should I be prepared? Like, really, why should I? It's winging it kind of deal, you know? I think my brain works better when I'm winging it versus when I'm trying to schedule an organized format, okay? My brain doesn't work that way. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to pretty much look at where my center is. I think about so. Use a bigger portion of my crocodile in there. And then eyelet. And this kind of keeps it from shifting and moving. That's what that does, the eyelet. And boom. Okay. All right, May, release it. There we go. All right. So basically what the eyelet does, so it's not slipping off, it kind of stops it, see? Otherwise, it will slip off, okay? So on the top here, you can add a little charm or whatever you want, right? I'm just going to grab a jump ring. And again, your guy's going to be needing some flat nose pliers because we're going to open up our jump ring. Now, I did not use the right color jump ring, so let's grab that one and let's grab one that's a little bit smaller just in case. Let's grab, oh, I had one already. And what charm do we want? No, we don't want a bow. Let's see, I grabbed these last year, a couple years ago when they were on clearance. What do I want to add? That's probably not. No, I don't want any of those. We can add a. Add that. I think that'll do. I don't want to go too fancy. I'm finding out that lately I just like simplicity. Simple is best for me. Okay, so we're just going to take our two flat nose pliers and we're going to shift them, swish like that. And we're going to pop that in like so. And I might need the, yep, I'm going to need the big one. I am. Let's grab the big one. I knew I was. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. And when you have your jump ring, you just want to kind of slide it like that. You don't want to open them up like that because it kind of weakens the wire. Let's move that a little bit down. There we go. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and keep that extra jump ring so that it dangles a little bit more. And I have these other beads that I had made a couple years ago. I might just add that as the side page. Do I want that one? Do I want this one? Decision. No, we're going to go with the heart. All right. Go ahead and close this one. Like I said, these are so easy. You can do them with your eyes closed. Easy peasy. Now this jump ring is, the gauge is like a really thick gauge. Whew. Okay, so we have that going on there. Oh, isn't that cute? Super cute. Let's close that a little bit more. Okay. And so then up here, what we can do, we can add a ribbon. And I already had my ribbon. Look at that. I was prepared. I'll be darned. I'll be darned. Okay. And we can add one of those little charms also on the top if we want. That's entirely up to you. I'm doing very simple. Simple, simple, simple. Simple sometimes is the best. Okay. Like I said, lately I've been wanting simplicity. Oops. Simplicity. But is that saying more is less? Or less is more? One of the two. Comment below and tell me which one is it. Is it more is less or less is more? I don't know. Either or. Right? All right. I always like, you know, wonky, one bigger than the other. That doesn't bother me. We're going to go ahead and just give it a little bit. And not just a tad bit. Just a tad bit, because I always like one bigger than the other anyway. It just kind of keeps it from fraying. Okay, easy peasy. Paper clip number 1 is done, finito. And we can add, you know, a cute little, I don't know, one of the little words. Something from the collection. Let's see what we have. I've kind of fussy cut things here. Ooh, we have a bunny. Ah, charm. Easy. I love that. Okay, we're going to add a little bunny. And we could probably add a saying to it. All right, we're going to add that there. And I have some foam tape. Don't ever say I wasn't ready. I'm surprising you guys. I'm actually shocking myself. I have these things ready. All righty. Okay. And then we can add that. And we can trim it. We can. Nothing says that we can't. After all, it's paper, right? It is paper. It is something that is easy peasy. All right. Bunny hugs. Oh, she's not hugging anybody, but I just think she's adorable. Okay, adorable. I love it. Okay, moving along. That's one. Okay, second easiest one. Well, it's a little bit not so easy, but it is easy. Okay, so what we're going to do here. We have these pieces in our collection. If you have this collection, And I cut this one at 2.5, I believe. Nope, 2 3/4 by 6. 2 3/4 by 6. I scored it at 2 inch and at 4 3/8 of an inch. And I got this, right? I went ahead and rounded the corners with this punch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this part down. Again, easy peasy. We're not thinking about this. This is like super easy. And then we got this. We're going to go like that. Bone folder it in. Okay. And so then we got this little banner one from our collection. And I'm going to stick that right in like that. And then we have this paper clip. So the other one was a jumbo and the other one was a 4-inch. And this is like one of your typical office paper clips. And it's not even 2 inches. It's like 1 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's going to go right like that. You're going to stick it right in there. Yeah, we're covering the little fellow. That's all right. That's all right. All right. So what we're going to do is go it in like halfway in like that. Go all the way to the top, center it, boom, like that. Okay. Just like that. Leave it just like that. Center it in. It's probably like 3/8 of an inch on each side. I'm just guesstimating. Put your paper clip with the prong, the shorter prong to the back. Like so. Okay. And then for this one, what I did is I cut one of the little embellishments from the collection, and I have this little piece of trim that I had laying on my stuff. One of the little baskets that I was working on. I'm going to pop that in like so. And probably trim that little piece that's kind of sticking out so it's not so noticeable. All right, and then that's going to go like so, because I didn't want to cover the flower. I thought the flower was too stinking cute. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover that paper clip with this little fella. But we're going to use foamies, and you can get these at that dollar store. Okay. All right. Dimensionals, foamies, whatever you want to call it. That's entirely up to you. Okay. So then for this, I will be using Fabri-Tac because I want that to stick really well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some Fabri-Tac on top of the foam tape. And pop that right in, just like so. Just like that. But I want to stick a little bit of that paper clip out just like that because I want to stick some ribbon through that. So just a bit from the top like that, like so. Let me make sure we get a little bit out, exposed out. Okay, then we got this little circle from the collection. I'm going to pop it in the back like so. Cover that part. And boom, there's that one. Okay. You grab your bone folder and make sure it kind of makes tack like that. I have this little charm here and this little heart. We're going to go with the heart. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that one as well. We're going to grab our flat nose, open those up. All right. Then we have a little dangling piece there. We want to dangle. Dangling. You can't notice it. You can't see it too much because, but we could probably see it in the back. So the back will get it. Okay, that's all right, right? Now let's grab our ribbon. Now my ribbon is 8 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and stick it. I miter one of the edges and makes it easier. Looks like it's the bows over the bunny ears. And it stays like that. Okay. Yep. So much for doing your nails, May. Okay. I like that. All right. Let's trim that. I think we need a trim just a tad bit. All right, that is that one. We're gonna do another one, but this one we'll keep this a little simple. All right, we have this one, and this one is the same as that one. It's a hidden, and this one measures 6 inches, and I scored it at 1 inch and at 3.5 inch. And I'm gonna go ahead and punch out my. I'm just gonna go do this like this. It makes it easier. Punch out my little corners. No, I don't think I want the top. Let's not do the top. Or do I want the top? Let's do the top. Let's do the top. Why not? Okay, then I have the top piece that goes on top, and this one measures 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches by 1 3/4. 4.5 by 1 3/4, and we scored it at 2 1/4. We scored it at 2 1/4. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue this flap down. Like that kind of keeps it clean down there. Okay. Then we are going to stick this one here like that. But before we do that, I am going to put this piece like so down here. So I'm going to flip it this way and put some glue down here. And it's on the flap that doesn't have the fold, okay? That's where I'm putting the ribbon, or the lace, sorry. On the flap that does not have the fold, okay? And probably could have cut it just a tad bit because see, I punched, let's see. I'll shift it this way. Since we punched out the corners, it's going to be a little bit shorter. Okay. That was just a little minor adjustment because we decided to punch out the corners. we had to cut it just a little bit. Otherwise, you could have gone straight across, but you want to do it on the opposite side of where you folded, okay? All right, so then we're going to put this one like that. But before we put that, we're going to put our paper clip in like that. And then we're going to take this one and glue all of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. And center that in. Like so. And I've cut one of the little girls from the collection. She almost looks like me, just a tad bit shade darker. I mean lighter. I'm darker. Okay. You guys take your time if you want. I've done it a little bit faster. Okay, then we have this, and then we can take her, stick her on there. You know what? I like to play around with different elements. So we're gonna probably stick her since that's there, and we're gonna find a word or a phrase. We might have bunny hop. That'll work. Bunny hop. Stick that like that. I'm gonna make a little tail on here. Do the same thing over here. Okay. And we're gonna pop her there. We're gonna use some dimensions with her as well. We're almost ready to that easy one. That's by far the easiest altered paper clip ever that I've done. And you'll see why. See all the gluing we're doing here? This one is going to be super easy. You're going to be like, whoa, I need to make more of those. Because these, we have to kind of, you know, measure, score, glue, you know. But this next one, you're not going to do any of that. That's for sure. You're going to do a lot of these. Okay. So, you know what? I'm probably... move it over a little bit like that. I will probably have to clean that little edge, but let's trim. Do another tail. I will clean the back. Okay, let's pop these up. I'm going to go ahead and add battery tack for safekeeping. And she's adorable. Ah, so adorable. So adorable. And you can do something in the back if you want. If you have anything you want to stick on there. Let's see, what do we have? I have hello. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. We can put hello there. Let's do a dimension. I like the pop. I like the dimension. Make it look like it's, you know, something popping out of the page. Instead of plain and simple, you know. I mean, I like, lately I've liked plain and simple, but I like my dimensions. Okay. So I'm going to come back and clean that, but there's our paper clip number. hidden paper clips. So cute, so easy. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Now you guys ready? Ready for that easy one? I know you are. Okay, here we go. This is so stinking easy. You're not going to believe it. All right, for this one, we're going to need a paper clip. It could be any paper clip that you might have. It could be just your basic paper clip, your 2.5-inch paper clip. It could be your jumbo paper clip, whatever you have, okay? I have this paper clip, and you're going to need earring stoppers. You know those little things that are so annoying to put on our earrings? Yes, you're going to need that. You're going to need that. You're going to need like a piercing tool because these earring stoppers are, the little holes are just so tiny. We need to make it a little bit bigger because our paper clip gauge is a lot wider than the earring backers, okay? And the stoppers will not fit through that. So there we go. Punch to that. And then you need beads. And beads, you can use silicone beads, are so easy to slide through. If you're going to do this, make sure you go and take your paper clip to the store, your bead store. Check to see if your bead will fit through it. You can use spacers. I don't have a whole lot of spacers because I've given a lot of my beading stuff to Carla. So I'm going to see what spacer I have that will match. All right, because some of my spacers don't really match anymore. All right, so we have these two. These match. We can do that. All right, so I'm going to put 2 spacers. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of those stoppers. And on the prong that's open, I'm going to stick a stopper there. And you're saying, why are you sticking that stopper there? Well, because that way the bead's not moving. That's just a little mechanism to keep it from moving and shifting all the way around. Oh. The problem is seeing, not. There we go. There you go. It's the visual for me, not being able to see. Okay, I want to put a spacer. And then I'm going to take these beads, and I've gone ahead and I filed in the hole to make it a little bit bigger because my bead was small. So I did that. Then you can find whatever you want to attach, whether you want to put something like this one here, just a little flower I had laying here that kind of matches the collection. I'll put another one. And another spacer. Look at that. I'm not even gluing. I'm not even doing any of that. Where's my other little stopper? Right here. All I did is, the hardest part is the stopper. The earring stopper is getting it in because, you know, we can't see very well. I think that's the hardest part. But other than that, look at that. Tell me that is not the easiest that you have ever done. And we're going to do another one. All right. We're going to do this one. Again, let's put our stopper in. Let's go with this. You know, gold and silver will go together any day of the week. And so that kind of keeps it from moving. See, that's not like all over the place. I like that. I love it. Okay, so there we have it. We have, with the exception of our little bead issue there, we have easy peasy paper clips. And now if you want to decorate this part, you can. You can absolutely, you know, take piece of cardstock and decorate that piece like that. But like I said, that by far, it is so easy. You don't have, you know, you don't have to do a whole lot of decorating. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon, and you can even add a flower or something to it, you know. Take my ribbon and just make a cute little bow. There we go. Let's go ahead and varnish that up. And I think that is adorable. I think that is easy. And it definitely beats having to cut glue. It really does. And even with the other ones that I've done in the past, I think that just so much easier, so much fun, so cute. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Anyway, that was it. That's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And let me know what you guys think about how quick and easy that was. To me, it was easy. I know the earring backer part was a little bit, you know, the struggling part, and also making sure that our holes are a little bit bigger. But that's because I'm limited on beads, but I'm sure you guys have tons. But look how cute these turned out. Absolutely cute. Tell me which one you like the most in the comments. Till next time, guys. Bye.